Hey everybody, what do you know? It's JasonBlaha again. The gym lifting, recruiting, fitness gear slave himself, JasonBlaha. So I'm gonna do a reaction video to JasonBlaha's video that he just popped up, and he's on a live feed right now. Something to do with natural hypertrophy anyway. So Blaha says proper form on an exercise is based on individual structure and goals. Oh, I can't wait to hear this one.
Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about some of the nonsense we see all the time about form online. And I am not saying there's not
The nonsense?
such thing as good form, there's not such thing as perfect form for a person, for a specific goal, but all too often we see people come in online, they chime in, they don't know anything about a person's anatomy, their history, they oftentimes can't even assess that person's levers, and they start looking at big lifts, small lifts, ranges of motion with no concept of what they're looking at.
Yeah.
And the common ones that we see are things like the back squat. The back squat is a big one. Okay. And you guys have seen me squat some pretty respectable weight. I've also shown clients squatting as much as like 615, things like that.
Yes, I've seen it's all concentric squatting, but okay, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, raw with no sleeves.
Not to say that that's a bad thing. I mean, if you want to lift concentrically only, I mean that's a lot of people do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what you want to do. You do what you want to do, whatever you're comfortable with. I believe that, but the majority of people in the gym, they want to be comfortable. They don't want to suffer, because to them, just lifting alone is already suffering. So I guess, I don't know. They don't want to suffer anymore.
I do know a little bit about squats, and the thing is, you'll see most good coaches will chime in when people comment. They'll see someone squat online and go, "Wow, that's a good morning squat there," or their forward lean is too excessive, and it's like, but it's not a good morning, right? When you see what they're doing, so that's a perfect example. They think that everyone is supposed to be upright. Well, that's going to depend on your levers. Ooh, right? It's going to depend on bar placement. It's going to depend on levers. In fact, you can almost predict based on someone's torso versus femur length and where they place the bar, how much forward lean they have to have.
Oh.
But you'll see people who clearly don't know that. They'll see a longer femored lifter, and they will be almost, I don't want to say 90 degrees from the floor, but they'll be pretty bent over pretty dang far. Like I've seen people who are literally almost like at a 30-degree incline from the floor. Imagine it's looking like a 30-degree incline bench, and then people freak out. But then you look at their moment arms. You're like, oh wow, they have really long femurs and they don't have a long torso. Right? So what do we expect? They have to have forward lean. And particularly the lower the bar goes down their back, the more forward lean that is. And that's not an incorrect squat. Because here's the thing. When you start looking at any big barbell lift, any standing lift, what is the master cue? Everybody knows this. What is the master cue? Where should the bar be relative to your center?
I don't know. Where should it be, Blaha? The master cue.
Gravity.
Center of gravity.
On every standing barbell lift, all of them.
Does he look like he just aged a bit more now recently? Wow, he just keeps aging. It's incredible, man. Just wow. This is what they call accelerated aging. It's accelerating now. Before it was moving at a snail's pace, but now it's just accelerated like crazy.
Standing press, a push press, a front squat.
Zero regeneration here. Wow, it's incredible. Huh. I mean, it's like, these vegan people, they're just surviving by drinking milk. Blaha, he's just surviving on taking steroid shots. If it wasn't for that, he'd be completely probably kaput at this point. He'd be like, because he's short in the satellite cell pool, he's suffering from myogenic decline and sarcopenia, but steroids are sustaining him. Like the vegan people, the milk is sustaining them, or they'd be completely dead already.
A back squat, a good morning, a barbell row.
Yeah.
An upright row.
Yes, Blaha.
Did anyone know? Come on.
No, I don't know.
Midfoot. The bar should stay above your midfoot
Should?
at all times as long as you were standing. Now, of course, on a box squat, you're going to see it come back just a hair.
What's a box squat for? Are you practicing sitting down on the toilet seat when you get older? Is that it? Because of old age? Most old people can't make it onto the toilet seat. When they do get on it, they can't get off of it. So I guess this is good practice to sit on the toilet seat and to get off of the toilet seat. Yes. Okay.
Okay? But on the way back up, midfoot.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Think about basic anatomy.
I mean, come on, man. It's no different than when you were a child. Your parents, they did what? They potty trained you, right? Now, as you get you get into your 80s like Blaha, you have to potty train yourself all over again. Your old age, because you won't make it.
Because if it doesn't stay midfoot, you got a problem. If it goes in front of the foot,
Yes.
it turns into a good morning. And if it exceeds your body weight,
Oh, if it goes in front of the foot, it's a good morning. But if it's not, it's not working. Okay.
you'll dump the bar.
Sure,
You'll
yeah.
miss the lift. You
Bar.
cannot successfully complete the lift when that happens.
Okay.
If it goes behind the midfoot and you don't have a box
Yes, sir.
or something to touch, what happens? You'll fall backwards. You will fall on your butt. So the amount
See, you'll fall on your butt. I just want to do full squats, man. As to grass, I don't do them anymore partial. Well, I did them before because I have fucking this shit in my right ankle. I got some metal in there. But that was causing the problem of going all the way down. I couldn't even do that anymore. At some point, it was just so painful. But now, actually, I can manage going all the way down. But there's still numb around the ankle area, man. It's like fucking nerve damage or whatever the hell is going on there. But yeah, I can make it down for ass to grass. So I started going back to doing that. The fact that I can do it now without pain in my right ankle, but okay. It's just better to do it. It's just better to do all eccentric, full eccentric works because it's regenerative, man.
of forward lean is already predetermined, okay?
Yeah.
Let me state that again. The amount of forward lean is already predetermined to the
Okay.
exact degree, as long as you
Yes, Blaha.
go deep enough. Where that person then places the bar on their back will determine that. Obviously,
Yes,
they'll be a
Blaha.
little more upright with a higher bar, and the further down the back, the more it has to go. Why? Because the bar has to stay midfoot. This is basic stuff, people. Basic stuff. And if someone doesn't know that, if you don't know that basic first year starting strength stuff, you have no business talking to anybody about form. Like if you literally did not know the answer to that master cue, you should have no business instructing any human being on the face of the earth how to perform a lift. You have no business training anybody. You have no business giving lifting advice on any barbell lift to where a person stands. You're underqualified. Like you don't even have a novice level knowledge.
That's blah. He doesn't even have novice knowledge lifting, man. Come on, look at him. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. He doesn't know anything other than to take some steroid stuff. That's it. And then, of course, lift this weight, lift it and drop it on the floor. This is wow, man. This guy knows very little about, I don't know. He just knows very little about anything about lifting, bodybuilding, or anything. Just crazy. The good majority of people out there, even fitness people, they don't really know the ins and outs of like bodybuilding or lifting. It's something you have to immerse yourself into to really, you have to really dive in there in the deep end to really understand bodybuilding, lifting, the lifting world. I mean, in the natural sense, the drug stuff, that's cosmetic. But you still have to build muscle naturally in the natural world, even if you are taking steroids. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm telling you. That's why they all shrink, go away. Their strength goes away. It's all fake. The point is, I'm just surprised people know very little about, what are you trying to do? I ask people in the gym, what are you trying to do? I go, why are you doing that concentrically? They say, I'm building muscle. You're building muscle, lifting that concentrically? That's what they tell me. Meanwhile, they look the same months later. There's nothing going on there. They just look the same, but they're building muscle, apparently, according to them. If it was building, then you should see it. You should see it if you're building. You'll know when you're building muscle. If you're not getting damaged anymore, you're not building muscle. You're adapted now. If you're adapted, that means you're not getting any more adaptations. See what I mean? There's no more adaptations. There's a lot of things people don't even understand. They can't fathom these things. They don't know the difference. Like I said, they don't even know the difference between sarcoplasmic myofibrillar growth. They don't know how to get it. How long does it take? How do you get it? What do you got to do? Oh, you got to do these drop sets, cluster sets. These are all made up stuff by the fitness industry to keep you guessing, to keep you going, because they don't really understand bodybuilding. They don't even understand the concept of building muscle. To them, everybody's a fake natty because they discovered that concentric exercise does not build muscles. Get it? Because the adaptation process has run out, meaning that there's no more damage. If there's no damage, there's nothing to grow. See what I mean? If there's no damage, there's nothing to grow. And concentric is not going to damage the muscle without eccentric. Now, sometimes they do something with intensity and duration, so they go, "Wow, I got some DOMs." Yeah, they might have gotten some DOMs there, get it? But then they come back too early to the gym, and then they work those muscles out, and they never have a chance to repair and remodel. You can actually destroy your chances now of getting stronger and stuff. It could fuck you up, make you weaker doing that. That's not a good thing. If you did get an adaptation and then you tried working through it, going back to the gym is insane. But like I said, a lot of people, they don't know what they're doing. Bodybuilding's not a sport. It's not based on it's not based on performance or endurance or any of these things, bro. But like I said, people, they just, me and my channel, I can only do so much. I just do reaction videos, slave videos, okay? But I do give away some stuff in my videos. If you listen to them, I explain certain things and I throw stuff in there to kind of educate. I do some educational stuff, not a lot, but I just throw some stuff here and there, here and there, here and there, here and there. You know what I mean? Like breadcrumbs, bro. Maybe people pick it up, they don't. I don't know.
Like, guys, that is stuff that you should know 6 months into your lifting journey.
Yeah, you should.
And if you don't, I don't.
It takes a while, really, to understand the whole bodybuilding thing, but you should really immerse yourself to try to understand it. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't be closed-minded, because right away, as soon as I did a Eubanks video, a guy wrote me on one of my videos, on one of my shorts, and the first thing he said to me was, "Oh, the genetic bloat king," or whatever. Well, if that's your reaction to the video, it's kind of obvious. He didn't watch the video. He only saw the title and he thought, well, somebody's doing a video and it's going to be all hate and bad about Alex Eubank. But the point is, where did I hate on Alex Eubank in the video? Nowhere. I simply explained the facts. He is on drugs. He admitted he's taking drugs. And he's doing these exercises, and I'm just explaining what they're doing or they're not doing or whatever. I don't have anything against Alex Eubanks, really. I don't really care about him. What do I care about him? See what I mean? A reaction video is not necessarily a hate video. A hate video would be, you'd know if it was a real hate video, trust me. You know what I mean? I don't hate Alex Eubanks. I just say this is the facts. These are the facts. But again, people, they don't even watch the video. They got to comment somewhere else. And then, but whatever, man. They're just so close-minded, and they'll lose. In the end, they'll be losers. They're just losers.
The point, but people don't know things like that, and they start giving that advice. And it's like, you have no business.
Like Blaha, he doesn't know anything, and he starts giving out advice. He has no business giving out advice because he doesn't know anything.
Same thing, you look at ranges of motion, you got to look at what someone's shoulder joints do. What is their range of motion?
I personally don't know anything. I have to go off my experiences. And then once I get experience enough, I can find the answers in science, because I just know what to look for already, because the experience has taught me that. If you don't have experience, then you wouldn't know what to look for. You wouldn't understand what happened here. Why did I get so big eating these bags of potatoes? And all I did was eat bags of potatoes, and I worked out, and I didn't eat any protein. And then I worked out, and I did this and this. Or why did I do this full upper body, eccentric, concentric, and all of a sudden I got this damage, and then I started eating a lot, and then I started getting bigger and stronger. Why did that happen, right? Or, oh, I did this eccentric overload. Like I did really heavy eccentrically without mostly concentric, and boom, I got even bigger and stronger, and I got more DOMs and this and that, and it lasted for days, and I ate and I got bigger and stronger. Your experiences will teach you these things. Or why am I not getting DOMs? Why am I not getting damage? Why am I not growing? See what I mean? Why are my muscles getting smaller, but I'm getting to be a strong guy? Why am I getting stronger concentrically, but I'm a small guy? I got a stronger, but I didn't get a bigger. Or why am I lifting eccentrically? Why am I getting bigger and stronger lifting eccentrically? See what I mean? But when I lift concentrically, I got a stronger, but I didn't get a bigger. Like all these things, your experiences, hello, it's like it's there in your head, but you haven't really experienced these things because you have to go through the trial and errors of all of them. See what I mean? It's just as like that. That's why I did running videos for these guys before I did running videos, and even just before it was the summertime. Remember, guy kept coming and asking me to do some running videos. I stopped doing them because I did them on my old channel, got taken down. So I did just one or two or three on this channel. I should have done more, maybe. I don't know. I kind of miss doing the running stuff. But I did a good explanation about running, how to become faster through eccentric exercise, running down these hills at a certain inclination, getting more adaptations in the legs. And you can continue doing other exercises to get more damage in the legs, to get more adaptations, to run faster, because based on velocity. That's why eccentric is very good for running. It makes you faster at running because gravity is pulling you down. So when you're going flat and fast, you're running so fast that you can't manage. You're practically tripping on your legs, and you don't want to trip. You want to be strong enough to follow through with the velocity. See what I mean? You're literally moving through the air. Boom. Anyways, it's complicated.
What's their injury history? What are they trying to do with the exercise? Okay? And sometimes you just have to look at limb lengths and go, oh, that person clearly can't do whatever that's supposed to be. Okay? They clearly can't.
Yes.
You might look at their arm length.
Like Blaha, he clearly can't. He doesn't do any sports other than just lifting these weights in this garage. She has imprisoned himself. Oh, wait, no, he's doing the weighted vest and walking around with a weighted vest or pushing a sled down the runway of the street there.
Versus their grip width on a pull-up, and determine, can that person actually touch their chest to the bar? They may or may not. And sometimes you can look at their structure and tell if they can.
I've yet to see anybody get big and strong pushing a sled. Yeah, or even walking with a weighted vest.
Then it's going to depend on how wide they grip it. See what I mean? This is structural stuff. But people aren't looking at these things. They're only thinking what they think.
Structural stuff. Structural changes happen in the eccentric, not concentric.
An exercise should look like, instead of looking at the individual. Right? Then what about injury histories? What about training histories? Right? People, what about their goals? You have to look at what they're doing with the chest presses. Are they training it for powerlifting? Are they training that exercise for bodybuilding? Okay? Right? You have to think about those things and ask, what are they trying to do? Now, some things are bad form, some things are not. Even sheet reps, ego lifting. We can tell some stuff's obviously ego lifting. Other things you can look at a looser form and go, yeah, but you...
See, eccentric is so superior to concentric, it actually turns old muscle into new muscle. It wears off myogenic decline, senescent cells. It regenerates your body. It does everything, man. I mean, everything. It does a whole bunch of stuff.
You can see that they're keeping tension on the muscle. So you might see someone who cheats a little bit on a curl, a really serious bodybuilder, but you watch their curl and you realize they never lost tension on the muscle. They're just using a small amount of English. They might be getting a little eccentric overload, right? But you notice the bicep never loses tension through the entire rep. Well, does it matter if they're cheating a little? Probably not. They maintain tension. But that's usually someone who has a good mind-muscle connection. They know what they're doing. You see a noob swinging a little bit on a curl or something, that's probably not a good thing. Okay? Not a good thing. But that's the problem. You know, people don't know basic biomechanics, and they start chiming in thinking because they were taught something with a squat that's the back angle that should exist, and they're not looking at the structure of the person. or they're not looking at the type of squat they're doing. Obviously, the lower the bar is on the back, the more
Yeah.
you're going to lean forward. And it's also going to be sometimes less stress on the low back. Because again, the same thing.
He's still doing these elastics, man. It's a waste of time. I tell you, there's people that do a lot of frivolous stuff, useless stuff that does nothing. Nothing.
And think of the length of the moment arm versus the angle, right? Basic physics. Basic physics, guys. This is entry-level physics.
It's like I said, a lot of people waste their time. They waste their time with concentric lifts, concentric exercises, rubber bands, or they put these chains on the bars and stuff, and then the chains, they get lighter going down, or they do cluster sets, they do drop sets, or got a pyramid. Man, they just do all kinds of weird shit, bro, and you don't have to do any of that. If you're in such a hurry, then just do eccentric overload training. That's it. That's it. And make sure that there's intensity and duration there. It's got to last a long time. A duration means you got to do a lot of sets. You got to stay there long enough until the muscle's damaged. You'll know, with your experience will tell you whether you got that damage or not. You need to learn. You need to learn how to damage muscles and figure out if you've damaged them in that session. See what I mean? Experience will tell you that. But if you don't have any experience, how the fuck would you know that? See?
School level physics. Not college or university level. But you should be able to look at a moment arm and then realize, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Look, I already know my body so good and exercising that I already know when I come into that gym, if I have a feeling that I don't really want to put in the work that day, I just don't feel it, but I want to or I have to, and then I go in there and I try to damage my muscles, I know it will not be as effective as it was the week before because I was more inclined to damaging. And so I went in, I'm going to try to damage it, but I know I'm not going to put in the same amount of effort as I did the following week where I just got horrendous amounts of damage and more size and strength. So I already know sometimes it's the feeling, what I'm doing. I already know how much damage I'm going to get in that session. I just know it. You just know. And you even know sometimes that, oh, I came in too early. I probably needed another 2 more days or 3. You know what I mean? It was like I had too much damage and it kind of like, the bench is kind of hurting it's hurting going down the bench press. So if you're feeling pain, you kind of like came in too early. So that's another problem. You may not get as much damage as you believed you would in that session. Me personally don't like wasting my time in the gym. If I come in there, I want to get an adaptation. If I don't, I'm not coming to the gym. I'm not wasting my time.
Might be actually less stress on their back than the high bar, or at least equal. Okay, look at the length of the moment arm versus where the weight is placed, versus the angle that they're dropping into. Right? Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to people. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.
Yeah, super informative. I'll see you in the next one. Tell us what you think about that. Subscribe, support the channel. See you, same bad channel, same bad time.